I believe the first time we heard about Goliath was maybe 1 or 2 years ago. And this was before the 2021 drilling program, where I think it materialized a lot of the part of the thesis of investing in the company.
Quinton came to me and Tavi and said that we needed to look at this story because they had they had something interesting going on. It was still very early stage, but the gold was basically sticking out of the ground when the glacier melted away. It was a pretty exciting story.
Dr. Quinton Hennigh, our geological technical advisor to the fund. We attracted him back in December of 2020. That was the year that we came out with our channel cuts, where we had this 1 kilometer of exposed mineralization at surface up one side of the mountain, and then we could see it down the north slope of the mountain as well.
At surface, where they did the initial channel sampling, these are saw channel samples, they were able to show very clearly that that's the kind of grade, 10 to 12 gram gold equivalent that one would expect out of these chutes.
Quinton got involved when he saw what the results were from our channel cutting program, and et cetera. With Sure Bet, ever since we began there in earnest, every channel cut we took was significant. And when we followed that up with drilling, every drill hole hit the system. That's not common.
The first year's drilling was really an eye-opener, okay? So if you look at all the intercepts last year in the Sure Bet zone, and there were 24 holes and they all hit. If you put them in a bag and shake them up and do a weighted average, you get, an average thickness, around 6 meters. Your average grade is about 6.4 gram gold equivalent. That's a really, really good start. That's a strong, strong indication this is going to be a body of rock that's easily predictable and measurable through drilling over time.
It was critical to us to have Quinton validate the geology side. Once that got validated, we thought that it was a time to be an investor of the company.
Lean in as well.
Yeah. We're happy shareholders.
They were early in. Shortly thereafter, Eric Sprott came in as a strategic shareholder.
Definitely the economics of the project, given the high grade and the vastness of this thing in terms of how far it extended. We didn't know it at first how far it extended. Fortunately, we were able to prove that with drilling. The story just looks like it continues to get bigger and bigger.
It was a deal that we knew that we wanted to find further exposure in the Golden Triangle.
The Golden Triangle is a region in British Columbia that is very conducive to a variety of different types of gold deposits. So the geology is just extremely friendly for finding gold.
Yeah, it looks like a good chunk.
The Golden Triangle is one of the most prolific gold belts on Earth. And exactly why there's so much gold there, we don't know. I've had this discussion with many geologists over time. It is just a piece of crust here on Earth that is so well endowed with gold. This is one of these places, because of the endowment of gold in this region, that you can still go hunting and find, multi-million ounce deposits.
They've done in 2021 about 5,000 meters of drilling. 100% of those holes were mineralized, which is rare in the exploration realm. And I would say the grades that have been found so far are not shy of astonishing. I mean, they're really interesting grades. The metallurgy is also promising so far too. Those are the aspects of a company that attracts us as an investor. It's also got a lot of optionality when it comes to even the Sure Bet zone itself has been open for much more exploration and further development of this deposit.
We think this is going to be one of the largest gold discoveries in the Golden Triangle, comparable to other big mines there, like the Premier mine, like the SK Creek mine. This has the potential to be one of the biggest gold mines, gold discoveries in the Golden Triangle. The deposit is still growing, and they're finding new areas, and so this story has a lot of legs left. We have a target 7 million ounce gold target for this gold equivalent. It's gold and silver, of course, but it certainly could be bigger than that.
Quinton, Crescat, when others were, running from this business, they stayed the course because they know that precious metals are hard to come by.
I think there's a lot of reasons for why we want to be investing in companies like Goliath. We're working on looking for companies who kind of fit in this bill of having very high grade deposits. Those that are going to be deposits that are just so prolific that are likely to be acquisition targets for the major companies in the mining space.
Major producers have underinvested in the CapEx to build new mines for 10 years straight now. And if they don't buy new mines, and that's ultimately the reason why at Crescat we invest in all these exploration stories, the companies that are making the new discoveries, is because the majors are going to have to come in and acquire these new deposits because the majors aren't doing the exploration work themselves, and so the majors will face what we call a supply cliff. Within 3 to 4 years, their production will be plunging if they do not come in and acquire new deposits. We're really fortunate to have this relationship with Roger and Bill, and we look forward to being investors for a long time.
We here at Crescat, my gosh, we have investments in many companies in the Golden Triangle. Why? Because there's a lot of gold there. Okay. And if I wanted to, place a bet on the company, I want to be in the right ballpark. The Golden Triangle's it's going to continue to deliver. I would predict, I'd go so far as to say by the end of, say, another century, people will look back and they'll say, wow, that was a 200 million ounce district.